welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday. Today we are going to be kitting up a new diamond painting, which I'm very excited about, and I know that a lot of you are very excited about this one as well. This is a new release that came out from diamondart a couple of weeks ago. They did send me this kit to unbox on my channel, so there is an unboxing for this one. I just like to be up front and forward with that right at the get-go. So diamondart did send me this kit. They did not require me to work on it, but I'm working on it. And if you recall the unboxing, you know exactly what kit this is. It is Rolo the Ragdoll cat from Peggy Collins. This is the diamond painting, and I love it. I think this will be my third kit that I have finished by this particular artist. And I was actually going through my wish list with diamondart the other day, something that I often do. I feel like sometimes I miss kits that are released, especially when they have like big release weekends. But there were a couple of other Peggy Collins kits that I didn't have on my wish list that I saw, and I was like, oh my god, why aren't you on my wish list? I really love this artist's artwork. So this is the kit that we're going to be getting ready to work on today. It is a square kit. It's a 65 centimeter by 97.8 centimeter. There are 75 colors. We have 2 ABs and 3 fairy dust drills. It's going to take us a while, so let's go ahead and get into it. While I do that, I am going to just give you guys a little bit of a life update, and then I went searching for some tag questions to talk about. Oftentimes when the kits are this big, I run out of things to talk about. So if that happens, I found a diamond painting tag question list on Reddit from the Crafty Witch UK. I will try to find their video so I can link it for you guys in the description box. But it looks like we have 25 questions. So hopefully between my regular life update and these tag questions, we will have enough to talk about while I kit up this diamond painting. So obviously I have my labels from diamondart. I have washi tape. I have the drills. I will be using my tiered stamp storage station from Joann's. Now, Joann is closing. I have yet to find a replacement for you guys for this, so I will work on that. If it's still listed on Joann's website and it's currently available, I will link it in the description box. I know a lot of people use an acrylic version of this. I've never used an acrylic. I've always had these wooden ones, so I will try to find a wooden equivalent from somewhere else. But this holds a ton of containers. I think it's almost 80 containers, which is great because this kit, like I said, has 75 colors. If you hear me rummaging around, it's because I store all of my square Tic Tac containers that I use in this storage system in a box. So if you hear me rummaging around for containers, that's what's going on to my left. And I think that's everything. So normally what I would do is I would normally kit this one up in order, but since I can kind of move things around with these singular containers, I might just grab random colors and organize them in numerical order after. I am seeing some static, so I might pause and grab some dryer sheets and get a drink, and then we will go ahead and start kitting up. I think it just might be easier. I'm a little short on space today, just with everything on the desk, so I think that's what I'll do. I've actually never kitted up that way before, but I think it'll be fine. I will kind of know where drills need to go just from the experience of working with this particular storage system. So let me go grab some dryer sheets. Let me take a drink and I'll be right back. All right, I think I'm ready. I couldn't pick out like a perfect washi tape for this kit. I don't know. I feel like anything kind of would have worked because of the colors, but since it's still, I don't know. I've really been into bows, I guess, and I thought that this particular washi tape was really cute. It doesn't match really perfectly at all, but it has like little eucalyptus leaves and then some pink bows. I don't know. I thought it was cute. And then it also has like a rose gold metallic. So for my containers, I'm going to use some rose gold washi tape, and then I will do the border with this bow washi tape. Both of these are from Amanda Michelle Designs, which is my personal favorite place to pick up washi tape. Although I will say I haven't been a very good customer over the last like year. They closed down for a couple, maybe a few months. They did open back up, but I have so much washi tape that I have not placed an order with them in a while. But they just picked up a new washi tape designer, I guess you would call them. And they have some really cute new washi tapes. So maybe I'll be buying some new washi tapes in the near future. Who knows? I've been a little free with the wallet the last week, and I need to rein that back in. I've been picking up some spring clothes. I do work in a school district, so I do have to dress like, you know, business casual. And we got our first taste of like really nice weather, and I was like, oh, I need to go buy dresses. I need to buy some skirts, as if I don't already have all of those things. But there's just something about adding a few new wardrobe pieces each season that just makes me happy. So I've been spending a little money, and I need to not do that. But one thing that I wanted to quickly touch on, not to like make anybody sad, because it's you know, whatever. But you guys are watching this on St. Patrick's Day, and first of all, happy St. Patty's Day to those of you who celebrate, I guess. But on St. Patrick's Day 19 years ago, my maternal grandmother passed away, and I like to recognize her whenever I have a chance, because I feel like I get my craftiness from her. We were always crafting together. She used to keep these big like totes under her bed of like ceramic pieces to paint. Like, I know that's very old school, but her and I used to go to like Michael's or Joann and buy like unpainted fired ceramic. And she would have a bunch of paints, and we just were always crafting together. And I feel like that is why I always like to have a craft ready. Like when my nieces come over, I don't know. She was great. She was just the best. She passed away very young. She was only 70 years old. But she had scleroderma, which is the hardening of your organs. So she went very quickly, which I think now that I'm older, I think I understand that that was probably for the best. But I just remember being so devastated, because my sister was really close to our maternal grandmother, who is still with us. She just turned 80, I think. 80? 85? Her birthday was the beginning of March. But I was very close with our nanny, which was our mom's mom. So I always like to, you know, give her a little shout out, a little bit of recognition. I think about her very, very often. And she was so young, and like we were so young. All of her grandchildren were so young. I wasn't even out of high school yet. So that is that. My grandmother was very, what's the, like the word that's coming to mind is tacky, which is probably sounds like so offensive, but she loved her costume jewelry. She was always like themed for holidays, and I feel like I get that from her as well. So even though for us St. Patrick's Day is a sad day, I still, you know, get decked out in the green and all that stuff, because that's what she would have done. So shout out to my nanny. Crazy that it's been 19 years, but I miss her and I love her very, very much. So that's my little, let's be sad for a second. Yes. Anyway, let's move on from that. What has been going on in my life? Oh, wait, I forgot. I'm not going in order. Okay, focus, Laura. So, should I just cut these? I don't know. No, I think if I cut them and put them into piles, I think I'll get a little overwhelmed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the number column. I never use that, like the 1 through 75 in this case. I only like to have the symbol and the DMC number on my containers. So I'm going to trim these off, and then I'm going to put the numbers in order so I can find them easily. And we will get to it. I'm going to cut the picture off as well. And put that over here for safekeeping. Okay, so 37. All right, there we go. That should work. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to grab like a handful of these containers. Sorry for the noise. I'm gonna grab a handful so I don't have to reach in there for every single color. Let's get a little pile going off to the side. Okay, that should do it. Missing a lid on one, but that's okay. I have my washi tape. And my first label, 3813. Perfect. Okay, so since I have talked to you guys last, I have finished Keeper of Constellations. There will be a post review for that on Friday. Which reminds me, I think I still need to share the finished photo on Instagram. So we have that. Come on. Thank you. What else? I really did enjoy that diamond painting, which is good because my first couple of kits for the year weren't fabulous, so I'm glad that I had one that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. So that'll be Friday's video. I don't quite know. I know I have the rest of the week scheduled. I just don't remember what the videos are, so we'll see what happens. Work was work. I'm still in the middle of my really big project, which will wrap up by the end of this week. So that should be good. I'll be a little bit more back to normal with work stuff. And then Steven and I went away this weekend. So I mentioned that to you guys on one day last week. I can't remember. And it was just it was a little short trip. Steven's parents are out of town. They are currently in Florida with one of their couple friends. So we decided to go up to camp for the weekend. We ended up actually going Saturday morning instead of leaving right after work on Friday. I just kind of thought that would be it would be a little bit better for me because, you know, trying to get everything together, and we didn't need to pack much, but we still needed to pack some stuff. So yeah, we ended up going up early on Saturday, which turned out to be a good thing because I was so sick on Friday. And I still had to go to work, but I don't know what happened. Last week I was in the schools a lot more, like dealing with students. So I don't know if I picked up like a little bug or something, but I was not good on Friday. So I'm glad that we had already decided to leave on Saturday morning. I was feeling much better. I still felt kind of crappy on Saturday, but I was feeling much better. So I'm glad we ended up doing that. Took off a little bit of the stress of not feeling good. So on Saturday morning, we got up, we ended up stopping at Hobby Lobby because there were some things that I was looking for. So if you guys saw yesterday's video, it was a Michael's haul. Originally, that was supposed to be a craft store haul, so Michael's and Hobby Lobby. But the Hobby Lobby near us didn't have everything that I wanted. So Steven was like, well, why don't we just wait? And then when we go up to camp, there's a Hobby Lobby on the way, we can stop there. So we ended up stopping. They didn't have what we needed or what I needed. So I ended up placing an order online, and even still, one of the items I wanted was out of stock. So I still haven't gotten everything that I wanted, but once that order comes in, I'll do a Hobby Lobby haul. The Michael's haul from yesterday didn't have any diamond painting stuff in it. The Hobby Lobby haul will. So they'll have some diamond painting stuff and some not diamond painting stuff. So let me know if you guys are still interested in like craft store hauls. I know some people don't really do any other crafts. Diamond painting is their main crafty hobby. So if you guys aren't interested, obviously I won't share that. But I thought it would be fun just for a little bit of variety. Try a little bit of different, you know, some different types of videos on the channel. So let me know if you guys like that or not. So we went to Hobby Lobby. If you guys remember, for my birthday, one of my presents from Steven was this like old farmhousey type window, which is something that I have wanted for our living room for a very long time. I see a ton of people that have these like really cool farmhousey windows, and then they rotate like different types of wreaths for each season. So I put one on my wish list for my birthday, and Steven ended up buying it for me. And then I put a wreath on my wish list for Christmas, and he ended up buying me that. But the hook that I had bought, it didn't work. It wasn't like deep enough. So we ended up finding one at Hobby Lobby, and all of their hardware was, I think, like 50% off. So hopefully that means I can finally get that finished. The window itself is hung up, but I can't hang the wreath because I didn't have the correct hook. So hopefully he can get that finished, because the wreath that he got me for Christmas has just been sitting in my in a box in the spare room. So that should be nice to get that up. I think it'll look really pretty, especially for spring. I need to grab a tray so that I can mix a dryer sheet in with these drills. Let me get these ones cleaned up, and then I will go grab, I have a small tray to my side here. Maybe that will work. So we did that, and then we ran into, there's a Walmart right by there. So we ran into Walmart and just got some stuff for lunch. And then we went to camp and we hung out. It was actually nice to just be able to chill. You know, when you're home and you're chilling, it's also great, but you're like, okay, I need to go switch the laundry over. Let me clear the sink. Let me do this. And Steven's parents' camp is a second home for them. So it's like fully furnished and all that stuff. But when his parents were there last, his mother had cleaned everything already. So we didn't have to do anything. Obviously, we had to pick up after ourselves and do our own dishes and stuff, but it's just different. If that makes sense. I don't know. If any of you guys have like a second home or like a vacation home, you probably understand what I'm trying to say. But we weren't there for long. We hung out for the afternoon. We went out and got some dinner, which was very good. Went back to the house. We are watching Modern Family, which is a show that I have never seen before. But after Steven watched Friends, he was like, okay, now you get to watch like one of my shows. So we're in the middle of Modern Family. So we did a couple of episodes of that, and that was it. So it was nice to just kind of be able to to relax. We ended up not taking Luna with us. She does often go to camp with us in the summer, but she does get medicated for the car ride, and we didn't think it was necessary for us to take her for, you know, 18 hours or whatever it ended up being. We just got home. I think it's, let's see, it's 12:30. I filmed the Michaels haul. I unpacked our bag. So we got home maybe around 11:30. So it just wasn't necessary to take her. We do have cameras for inside the house when she's here by herself. We don't keep interior cameras up all the time, only when Luna is alone. But she seemed to have a good old time. So that's that. It was a pretty low-key weekend. Just nice to get away. I mentioned a couple of times that Steven's kind of been having a hard time at work, and he's been stressed, so just to kind of like go off grid for a little while I think it was needed. And I tried really hard to have everything done in the house throughout last week. So like the laundry is done. I need to finish folding what was left in the dryer, but laundry's done, kitchen's cleaned. I cleaned all of Luna's stuff before we left. So really for the rest of today, we can just chill, which is nice. I would say that is one of the harder things about going away for the weekends is, you know, the stuff that you need to do to get ready for work doesn't go away. You still need to be able to do that. Okay, that did not work out very well. These are still very staticky. Ugh. Oh my god, there's drills everywhere. I will not lie to you guys, I did contemplate not filming a kitting up for this one. Just because I knew it was going to be very staticky, but I skipped a kitting up video for Keeper of Constellations, so I knew that I owed you guys one, and I also had a request to make sure that I kitted up Keeper of Constellations. So we're doing it, but if you hear me complain about static the entire time, just know I tried. I tried to keep that from you guys. I'm actually going to cut off a really big piece of dryer sheet to keep in this tray, and hopefully that will help. Let's see, did it help? Maybe. A little bit. Still got drills flying everywhere, but that's okay. I'm gonna try and push this little piece of dryer sheet right down the middle. So hopefully it can do its thing. I don't think I'm going to diamond paint today. I think once I get this kitted up, I might actually color. I have not colored in a couple of weeks. And if you saw my February book haul, where I included the coloring books that I bought, I ordered way too many coloring books to not be coloring. So I think I might finish my day today watching the NASCAR race and coloring for the evening. I do also need to put in a grocery haul. We do Walmart grocery pickup, and it is the best. It's just, I started it when I was living by myself. Steven and I were still together, but he lived at home, and I had my own apartment. And obviously, I mean, you know, single income, money was, you know, tight-ish. And I thought that the Walmart app was great for budgeting, especially for living on my own. And then we just kind of kept doing it when Steven moved in, because he really liked knowing ahead of time what we were spending on groceries. So we still use grocery pickup. Love it. We don't use Walmart Plus. We did not have good luck with the delivery version. Like there were days where I would put in grocery orders and then just like nobody would come pick it, would like deliver it. So you just wouldn't get your groceries. And I just can't I can't depend on people that much. So we do pick up. Walmart is on my way home from work, kind of. It's a little bit out of the way, but it's close enough. So tomorrow, on Monday, I will stop after work and pick up some groceries. But I don't know, guys. I don't think I ever realized as a child how much planning dinners for the week sucked. If any of you have like easy dinner recipes that you love, Steven and I wouldn't necessarily say we're like super picky, but if you have any easy, simple recipes, please point me in the right direction. Leave a link or message me on Instagram or something, because planning dinners it's just the worst. I hate it. I hate it. It's like you want new things, but I can't let Steven pick out recipes. I mean, obviously I can. I'm kidding. He does pick out recipes, but his recipes always have like 50 ingredients that are obscure, and I have to go to like a special store to get them. I'm like, can't you just find like a one pot meal that doesn't take my entire bank account to buy the ingredients for? So if you have any ideas, we would appreciate it. And then, you know, back to work, doing all the work things. Like I mentioned before, my big work project should be wrapped up this week, which will be nice to kind of get back to my usual responsibilities instead of my usual responsibilities plus a very detailed project. So looking forward to that. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of what's been going on with us, what's coming up. I don't think this week is a full week of videos. I'm trying to think. Oh, I did ask you guys on my community tab for recommendations for Wishlist Wednesday this month. That will be this Wednesday's video. So if you haven't seen that community tab, it is still there. If you want to recommend a shop, I think I've picked one. I will give that person a shout out in Wednesday's video. I haven't filmed the video yet, but I think I've narrowed it down. But I do want to keep that thread up so that I can go back to it. So Wishlist Wednesday I do once a month on Wednesday. And having your guys' recommendations in one place, it will be very helpful. I have written them down in the past, but I don't always write them down in the same spot and things get missed. So I thought having it as a post on my community tab would just be a little bit easier. And then when people saw it, they could add to it. So that's my plan there. So if I don't pick your recommendation this month, keep an eye out, because as long as we have shops to talk about, I will keep doing Wishlist Wednesday. I think it's a good way to highlight companies, even if I'm not at the moment purchasing from them. I think it's a good way to kind of still highlight that company, and, you know, maybe some of you guys will pick up items that they have in their shop. Okay, so next up we have $37.70. I have 3 bags of this. Now, since I'm going out of order, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 1 bag of these colors that I have duplicates of, and then once we get the tray filled, once we get like 1 container of every color, I can go back and add in extra containers if I need to. So I'm going to keep the extra bags to my left here, and we will revisit those at the end of the video. Oh, something that I did do this weekend while we were away. Since we were only there for a little while, I did not take a diamond painting. Once we got up there, I was actually like, I should have brought one of my new mini sets to work on, but it actually gave me an opportunity to update my diamond painting logbook. Now, if you guys were here for my daily videos in December, I think I shared it in December, I made a digital logbook this year on my iPad using the GoodNotes app. So I just used a blank journal, I guess you call them. And I created my own logbook. So I was able to update February, which was very much needed. I fell behind with that. So let me just pour this color in and I'll go grab my iPad. It's behind me, but it's charging. I usually show the update on my month in review, but I did not do that in February because I hadn't done it. So I'll show you guys where we're at with the logbook. Obviously I did fall behind, but I think I do enjoy working on it. So I sat there, Steven took his laptop up, so he was playing video games with one of his buddies, and I sat with him at the table and I was able to update my logbook. So I liked that. I do think that it's a little bit easier for me. I don't have to take anything else. I just need my iPad and my Apple Pencil, and I like where we're at with that. So let me put this here, 3770. Let me grab my iPad. And I will show you where we're at. Okay, so if you're new here, here's my logbook. Diamond Paintings by Laura 2025 logbook. I have my bucket list. I have my 25 kits for 2025, which I check off when I work on one of them. These are my Diamond Art Clubs. These are my other companies that are on that list. I have my rainy day stash, which is a video that I did recently. I redid this page because I had actually created it outside, like in a separate notebook. So I was able to transfer it over to here, and I fixed that, and I fixed some of the titles for the kits. If you watched that video, I called this Mad Kitty, which is a kit by Manny Manzano. This is Sneaky Cat. And then I called this one, which is Honor the Masses. I think I called it like Honor the Peace or something because I got it mixed up. But anyway, that's my rainy day stash if you haven't seen that video. This is all stuff that is in that the video where I showed you guys, like I toured you around with this. So for February, these are the kits that I wanted to work on. And then if you go down to February, these are the kits that I actually worked on. So Freya, Queen of the Snow Fairies, and then I did 2 minis. So I added in just some little clip art and all the information. I do need to go back and add in my thoughts on the kits. I didn't take with me the little scrap of paper, so when I'm working on a kit, I will write on the back my thoughts for my post review. So I didn't take those with me. So I need to go back and I need to update Freya, and I need to update Queen of the Snow Fairies. Luna got a little picture in. That's her when I was taking a progress photo. She liked that particular diamond painting. And then I did add in my off the canvas projects. So I did a lot of updating, which was nice. It's kind of just like a fun little creative outlet. So happy that I was able to do that this weekend. I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't take anything else with me. I did take my Kindle so I could read, but I'm kind of glad I didn't take any other crafts or anything, because it kind of forced me to sit down and update that, which feels good. Hopefully I will be timely with the March page update, and I can actually show it to you guys in my March month in review. We'll see. Don't hold your breath, but keep your fingers crossed for me. All right, so I think what I'm going to do, I think we're going to go ahead and move on to the diamond painting tag questions. Again, these were created by the Crafty Witch UK. I will find the video, or can I link a Reddit thread? Maybe I can. I'll do one of those 2 things, or maybe both. Who knows? Just so that that person gets credit, of course. And we will go ahead and dive right in. So the first question is, how many diamond paintings have you completed? I'm so glad you asked. I keep track of this on Instagram. Right in my Instagram bio, it says how many kits I've completed in the current year and then how many kits I've completed overall. So I'm currently sitting at 168. Now, I do not count small finishes. So most of the kits that I started with are not included in my completions because they were, you know, teeny tiny little kits. I don't count the mini dazzles. I don't count the calendar pages. I don't count, for example, we just did this keychain. I don't count the keychains. Anything that's a small, what I would call an off the canvas item or anything like that, I don't count towards my number of finishes. So realistically, I've definitely finished more than 168 kits. I just count the large diamond paintings that I work on. That is not me saying anything about people who do count that. You should count whatever you want to count for your diamond painting finishes. We put the time in, so I'm definitely team count whatever you want to count. But my official, to me, diamond painting count is 168. Question 2 is, how many paintings are in your stash? Now, I did an updated stash video in December where it ended up being 2 videos. There's one video for all Diamond Art Club, and then there was a second video for every other company that I have in my stash. I want to say we ended up right around 200. So I would guess with between the kits that I've worked on this year and the kits that have come in to me this year, I would say I'm probably around 210, maybe, probably less, maybe like 205. I have not bought anything yet this year, diamond painting wise. I have received some kits to unbox. So maybe between 205 and 210 would be my guess, my best guess. What is your diamond painting origin story? Okay, so I started diamond painting in, you know what? Let's get to the bottom of this. I always misremember, and I always think that I started diamond painting later than I actually did. So let me just quickly, I bought my first kit on Amazon, so I'm actually going to go just back in time to my first diamond painting purchase. I think it was August of, let's see, 2019, September. Okay, so I started diamond painting in September of 2019. And I actually started because Steven's mother received a gift from a friend, and it was a diamond painting. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she was like, yeah, my friend does diamond painting. So, of course, the natural thing, I went on Amazon and I found a diamond painting kit. It was a sunflower. And it's kind of just been downhill from there. Her friend does not diamond paint anymore. And as we know, I do. So I kind of just went ham. I really enjoyed the like repetition of putting drills on the canvas, of, you know, pouring out the drills and lining them up and getting them onto the canvas. The organizing of everything to go along with the diamond painting was very appealing to me. And obviously, as you guys know, eventually I got very into the accessory side of it, coordinating things, and diamond painting is my longest standing hobby, other than reading. I have obviously read for a very long time, but I've always enjoyed crafts. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I would always craft with my grandmother. I would always get like craft kits for my birthday and Christmas, and that was always something that I really enjoyed. But I was kind of just somebody who would really like something, and then I'd move on to the next thing that I really liked, and then I'd move on to the next thing that I really like. Whereas with diamond painting, I will do other things. You guys know I like to make bookmarks, ornaments during the holiday season, but I always go back to diamond painting. So this is my longest standing hobby. I do not see myself giving it up anytime soon. I had a little bit of a diamond painting slump at the start of this year. It's the first time I've ever done that, except for I went back to college in 2020. The end of, I guess it was the fall of 2019 into 2020. So there was some pretty substantial amount of time in there that I did not diamond paint because I was working full time and I was in school. But other than that, I have pretty much consistently painted since 2019. I found Diamond Art Club in 2020, and it's kind of all been, it's been what it's been since then. That rhymed. But yeah, I love to diamond paint. I have gotten my nieces into it. They obviously are very busy with school right now, so they don't diamond paint as much anymore. But they do still enjoy it when they have the time. And I've been able to do this. I started with my Instagram, where I would just share my progress photos, and I started sharing small little videos over there, and then somebody recommended that I should start a channel, and I was terrified, and I did, but I was very inconsistent at posting at first. I didn't really have the technology. While Steven and I were looking for our house, we lived with his parents, so I didn't really have the space to do any of that. And I would say I've been posting videos consistently probably since 2023 was probably when I started my Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. And yeah, it's kind of been what it's been since then. I am very proud of my channel. I'm very proud of, you know, most of the videos that I put out. I'm very fortunate to have like a really awesome group of people who watch me. I've gotten comments before where people have like gone into my Instagram and they're like, why don't you have more subscribers? And it's like, I don't know. I don't care. I feel very lucky to have the subscribers that I have. And, you know, people watching may consider me a small channel, which is totally fine. But I never in my wildest dreams imagined that 3,500 people would be subscribed to my YouTube channel. Diamond painting isn't like a huge community, I guess. So the fact that people watch my channel at all is very exciting to me. And I'm very grateful to all of you who watch my videos. I mean, because of you guys, I have had some really amazing opportunities to work with some companies, and I feel very fortunate that I get to do that. Question number 4 is, what is your favorite diamond painting company to purchase from? Oof. Okay. I think the obvious choice and the company that I have the most diamond paintings from is definitely Diamond Art Club. At the time of my Diamond Art Club stash video, everything that you see in that video I have purchased for myself. Again, because of you guys, piggybacking off of the third question, because of you guys, I now get to work with Diamond Art Club, and I receive kits for their sneak peek program, which is just still mind-blowing to me. But prior to that, I was a very faithful purchaser. I have a very large collection of kits from them, and I would say that they are probably my favorite company to buy from. I've always said how much I love their kit diversity. I feel like they have something for everybody, and you know, sometimes it's nice to be like, yeah, there's really nothing for me this weekend, but then you see the people who are so excited about the kits that are coming out, and you're like, that's so awesome that there's just something for everybody. I love that about diamond painting, and I feel like Diamond Art Club does that really well. Let's go ahead and do all these specials since I see them here. I also have enjoyed Dreamer Designs. I really like their round kits. I haven't always been the biggest fan of their squares, but I find their rounds very enjoyable to work on. I always loved purchasing from Craftably, but unfortunately they have closed, which is such a bummer. Z30, let's do 3765. Who else? I'm trying to think. Why am I blanking on diamond painting companies right now? I haven't purchased from Distracted by Diamonds in quite a while, but I do like their kits. I've worked on some of theirs that I really enjoyed. Yeah, I guess the question was, who's your favorite? So they wanted me to pick just one, but you guys know, I can never pick just one of anything. Who or what is your go-to media / entertainment while diamond painting? Most of the time I'm watching YouTube videos of either fellow diamond painters, or I really love to watch BookTube, which is the bookish side of YouTube. I also like to listen to true crime. I enjoy having Animal Crossing videos going on in the background. Sometimes I'll listen to an audiobook. I mostly listen to audiobooks at work, but if I'm listening to one that I'm really enjoying or I'm like really close to finishing, I will listen to an audiobook every once in a while, but mostly it's YouTube. I love YouTube. YouTube is like my main form of media consumption across the board. I don't really watch regular, quote unquote, regular TV anymore. Favorite category to diamond paint? Okay, so I'm guessing they mean like between landscapes or portraits or animals or anything like that. When I first started diamond painting, I was exclusively a landscape diamond painter. My first kit with diamondartclub was, oh gosh, what was the name of it? It was a Chuck Pinson. What's the name of that kit? Doesn't matter. But my first kit from diamondartclub was a Chuck Pinson. Most of them that followed were also Chuck Pinsons. But as I've diamond painted longer and longer, I really love portraits as well. I feel like I do work on a number of portrait diamond paintings. But as you guys know, I do love my cat diamond paintings. I do a lot of animals. No, I diamond paint a lot of animals. I don't know. I feel like they're always such really pretty diamond paintings, and I love a good cat diamond painting. Apparently, for this month, we're going to have 2 cat diamond paintings, as I have just finished Keeper of Constellations, and then I will be working on this one next. So I would say if I had to rank them, I would say portraits, which is kind of surprising. I would say portraits, animal, and then landscapes, I think would be my ranking of the categories that I like. I don't really do, what don't I like? I don't really like dark diamond paintings. Like I have done an Ennis Guerrero in the past, and that's just not my style. I didn't really love working on that one. I don't do a ton of like pop culture diamond paintings. In the past, I've done like a Harry Potter one. I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank here. I don't love, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like break down categories in my head, and it's not working. My brain is not computing today. But yeah, I guess my ranking, like I just said, would be portraits, cat / animal, and then landscapes. What artists have you completed the most canvases from? For me, that would definitely be Mandy Manzano. I think it was 2023. Was it 23 or 22 that I did the year of Mandy Manzano? So I worked on one kit from her a month, and I've also just worked on a bunch of Mandy Manzano's outside of that. I love Mandy Manzano's artwork. I would love to see some new kits from Diamond Art Club with Mandy. I know that over the last couple of years she's had a child, so she wasn't like doing as much artwork. But I do follow her on Instagram, and I always love to see what she's sharing and what she's working on. So hopefully we'll get a new Mandy at some point this year. I know we got a couple with Black Friday, if I'm remembering correctly, last year. But definitely Mandy Manzano. I've also finished a bunch of kits from Chuck Pinson, but Mandy has to be number one without anybody close to her. Which artist do you own the most canvases from? I think that will probably be Chuck Pinson. At one point, I was collecting all of his artwork with Diamond Art Club, but then they were releasing too many, like, weeks in a row. They were releasing 1 or 2 kits from him, and I just couldn't keep up with it. They are still all on my wish list. I think I've done a pretty good job of picking up the ones that have been archived. I don't know, maybe I've missed 1 or 2, but I love Chuck Pinson. Even though I don't work on his kits as often anymore, I do try to make sure I finish at least 1 to 2 a year. But even though I don't finish them as frequently as I used to, there's still some of my favorite kits in my stash. He is just my absolute favorite landscape artist. I have bought Steven's Mom puzzles from Chuck Pinson just because I love the artwork so much. And I would love to own like an original Chuck Pinson at some point in my life to hang in my house. I don't know which one it would be, but I just think that he's an incredible artist, and would love to own one of his original pieces at some point in my life. I do miss the days where Diamond Art Club would release some more moderately sized Chuck Pinsons. I do have one of his Amazon kits that I got for my birthday from Steven's parents. But they went really, really big with his kits, and then they were all coming out in squares for a while. So that just kind of put me off buying them. Let's see. What do you like to use in your diamond painting pen? So in my single placer, I primarily use micro glue dots. That has been my go-to for many years at this point. However, for Keeper of Constellations, I did end up using a wax from Randa's Crafty Corner in my single placer, and I was so surprised that I only had to refill my pen 1 time. So I filled it when I started the kit, and then about halfway through I had to refill it, but that was it. I didn't have to touch it again. So I was pretty happy with that. Oh, here it is. I thought I made a mistake. And then in my multi-placer, I always use a putty. So for Keeper of Constellations, I had a putty from Randa's Crafty Corner that I wanted to use. And I ended up having the matching wax, which is why I used it. And I liked it. So I don't know, maybe I will have to mix up my single placer a bit more, but glue dots are just the best in my opinion. So mainly glue dots in my single placer and always a putty in my multi-placer, unless I have like a really troublesome drill field that maybe the glue isn't super sticky, or if I'm dealing with like some very difficult special drills, then I will just default to the good old pink wax, but for the most part, it's always a putty. 3064. All right. Next question. What do you do with your finished diamond paintings? People are always so surprised by my answer. I do not hang my diamond paintings. I currently have one hanging in my bathroom, which is a kit from Dreamer Designs, which I am probably going to replace with some shelving just so we can have some extra storage in our bathroom. But at the end of last year, I filmed a video on how I now store my finished kits. I bought these very big, they're called moving bags. I have them linked. I think I have them linked in my Amazon storefront. I will try to remember to put a link to them in the description. If I forget, somebody please remind me. But they are these large, I'm trying to think of what the material would be. They're these large, heavy-duty bags. So I roll all the canvases up. They hold a lot. I have, let's see, I'm coming up on 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, coming up on 6 years of diamond painting. So there's a bunch of kits in there. There are the official ones that I count, as well as all my first diamond paintings. So there's probably close to 180 kits in there. And I've only used 2. And the second one I can still fit some in. I ended up stopping to fill the first one because I just thought it was getting kind of heavy to move around. But it holds a ton of diamond paintings and it works well. I like that system quite a bit. Obviously I have gifted some kits in the past. I gave one to Steven's parents for Christmas one year. Was it Christmas? I did one for Steven's aunt for Christmas one year. My dad has one hanging in his office at work. My oldest niece, Natalie, has 2, I think. And I think Elizabeth has 1, my other niece. So I've definitely gifted diamond paintings. Oh, I also did one for Steven, which I don't think he has hanging. I'm going to have to talk to him about that. But yeah, either if they're not being gifted, then they're being tucked away, and that's just where they live. I don't know. Steven's mom is always like, you need to sell them, but I don't want to sell them. I like having them. I like knowing that they're there in the event that I want to just take a look at them. I know exactly where they are. I do recommend storing that way. Prior to these bags, I stored them all under our bed, like between the mattress and the box spring. And the bed was like very uneven in height because I was putting them all on my side of the bed. So my side of the bed was like super high and then Steven's was not. So it was like slanted like this. So I definitely like having them in those bags now. All right. This is 9:39. All right, next question is, where did I leave off? Do you open your kits as soon as you get them? I do, because I have a channel. I unbox everything that comes in for the most part, whether I purchase it myself or it's gifted to share on the channel. I unbox everything. I also, even before I had my channel, I was always unboxing my kits, mostly because I'm very impatient and I like to just look at things that I buy. And oops, 7:54, hold on. 7:54. But I always, like when I first started diamond painting, especially for the kits that weren't licensed, I always would do like an inventory of the drills, because a lot of those companies didn't have like the warranty like diamondartclub or Dreamer Designs have, where you know they're going to replace your drills. So if you did an inventory like right when you got it, there was no shot that they were going to give you the correct number of drills. But yeah, now I unbox everything because I share it on the channel. Let me know if you don't. Like, if you place a Diamond Art Club order, or I shouldn't specify, if you place a diamond painting order, are you immediately opening that kit when it comes to you, or are you just putting it off to the side until you're ready to work on it? I'd love to know, because my like impatient personality would be like, well, no, I have to look at it. Even though I know exactly what it's going to look like. Chances are I've watched the unboxing or whatever, so I know what the kit's going to look like, but I still need to make sure. All right. Let me get a few more containers here. We're coming up on an hour and I am not done kitting up yet, so who knows how long this video is going to be. 304. Got it. Next question is, what is your unicorn kit? I have done a video on this in the past, and I have actually purchased my unicorn kit. I own it. It is Daughter of Peace from Diamond Art Club. It's a Mandy Manzano kit. I talked about that in my rainy day stash video. So I own my unicorn, but there are a couple of the princess panels from Diamond Art Club and Mandy Manzano that I do not own. So I would definitely consider those to also be unicorn kits. I'm going to look them up because I cannot remember the name. I think one of them is called The Lost Princess. I do not own that one, and it is beautiful. 304. Let's see if I can find these really quickly. DAC Mandy Princess panels. I spelled princess wrong. Is there like a cheat sheet? Yes. Can I see? Oh, it's the Little Mermaid one too. Yeah. Okay, so it's this one. I don't remember the name of it. And it's this one, which is The Lost Princess. Not all of these were made into Diamond Art Club kits. Like the Evil Queen one, I don't think Cinderella was ever done. I don't think Maleficent was done. Peter Pan definitely wasn't. Alice wasn't. But I own Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, The Beast, this one. Sleeping Beauty. No, wait. Yeah, this is Rapunzel, this is Sleeping Beauty. I own Mulan, I have Jasmine, I have Tiana. I've done Merida, which was another unicorn kit, which I was able to get from a D-stash. I also have always really wanted, I think it was called Blue Zion, which is an Avatar diamond painting from Mandy Manzano. I never got that one either. So I think those are probably my unicorns. There is also a Christmas kit from Diamond Art Club that I missed out on. And there's a little cat that looks just like Luna. I can't remember the name of that one either. I kind of have given up on unicorn kits, so I don't really track them anymore. The pricing on discontinued kits just got so crazy that I was like, you know, I'm not doing that. So I don't really track unicorn kits anymore. I'm very grateful to have the ones that I do have. I would at some point love to complete my princess panel collection, but everybody knows how in demand those are, so the price is just, it's crazy. So I don't think I'll ever get them, but you know, if anybody has them and is willing to part with the Ariel one and the Rapunzel one for a somewhat reasonable price, definitely reach out and I will, I would love to do them. I would love to have them, but I'm not holding my breath. All right, we have hit the 1 hour mark, so I'm going to pause here for a second so I can, you know, do my business, use the restroom, check in on Steven, grab a drink, and then I will come back to finish kitting this one up. All right, I'm back. So, the next question. Which kit are you most looking forward to working on? I recently unboxed a kit from a diamond painting artisan called Reader. Cannot wait to work on that kit. I'm pretty sure that's going to be my first project for April. And don't get me wrong, I'm very excited to work on this kit, and I don't want to rush this one, but I cannot wait to work on that project. It's an absolutely gorgeous diamond painting. It's a new company for me that I can review for you guys. And I'm just really excited to work on that one. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful kit. There's tons of yellow. You guys know I love my yellow drills, and can't wait to work on that one. I also have a kit that I unboxed for you guys earlier this year, maybe in January. I can't remember for sure. From Michaels. It's a hydrangea kit. That one's really pretty. I'm excited to work on that one as well. Also thinking I might work on that one in April. Other than that, I do have a list of 25 kits for 2025 that I'm working with and trying to plan to work on those diamond paintings. So from that list, winter solstice, I'm really bummed that I didn't get to that one this winter. But like I mentioned at the start of the video, or not the start, when we were talking about some other stuff, I had planned that one for January of this year. I just couldn't do it. I love that diamond painting so much that I did not want to be working on it when I was not excited about diamond painting. I didn't want to ruin the experience for myself. So I've pushed that one. I'll work on it in December of this year if things go to plan. And I can't wait to get to that one. I think it's going to be like so satisfying to finish that one because I was so excited when I unboxed it, and I was so excited when I was planning that project to work on in January, but then things just went downhill. And I'm glad I didn't work on it, but I'm very much looking forward to actually working on it. Next question is, do you prefer confetti, color blocking, or a mix? I definitely prefer a mix. I would say at this point in my diamond painting career, if you will, I lean a bit more towards color blocking. So I like a good mix, but I like it to be a bit more color blocky than confetti. I am not in a race to finish diamond paintings. I know sometimes it might seem like I am, but that's just me. Like, I make plans and I don't like when I don't finish when I think I will. I'm getting better at that though. But I do, obviously, as I've said multiple times already in today's video, I have a diamond painting channel, in case you didn't know. That you just so happen to be watching this very moment. And there are times where I do need to kind of be on a little bit of a schedule, especially with my post review Fridays. I make a schedule for the month and all that fun stuff. But with a little bit heavier of a color blocking kit, I can move through it a little bit quicker. Also, I like to be able to finish a section when I sit down at night. So I do have a full-time job, so diamond painting is my after-work hobby, if you will, and nothing irks me more than when I sit down to diamond paint and I can't finish that section. So if a kit leans towards the color blocking side of things, generally I can finish, and I like that because when I make my sections, I try to take into account, you know, will I be able to finish this in an evening? And that's kind of what determines the size of sections that I create. So So I definitely like both. You will not catch me working on a full out confetti canvas at this point. I do own kits like that because I used to love confetti, but then I realized how much faster I could work through a color blocking kit, and now that's kind of my preference. But to me, a full-on color blocking project can get very boring. I do like there to be a little bit of variety, but like I said, lean a little bit towards the color blocking side of things. Oh gosh, I missed a bunch of this color. Come on. Sorry for my runny nose. I should have blew my nose while I was on my little break. Okay. How do you pick out a new project? Okay. I am very different from most of the diamond painting community. I would say probably one of my more popular videos is my Plan My Kits with Me. I do that quarterly, so 4 times a year. And I plan out 3 months of projects. Now, I do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, I have a very large stash. And it can be hard to track kits down. The way I have things stored, I have to kind of move stuff around to get in to those storage spaces. And I just have a lot of diamond paintings. Also, something that I like to do, I kind of have fallen off and I'm trying to get back into it this year, but in previous years, I am somebody who loves to add in my own special drills. So whether it's ABs or fairy dust / pixie dust drills, sparklers, quad cubes, half pearls, I have a very large collection of not only diamond paintings, but also special drills. And if I need to buy something for a project, it's much easier to know ahead of time. Like this past month, I placed an order for some special drills for one of my projects and they didn't get here in time. So if I plan ahead and I know a couple months worths of kits, that was a tongue twister to say the least. If I know what I'm working on, I can buy special drills for a couple of projects at a time, which, you know, cuts down on shipping and all that kind of stuff. 38.57. So planning ahead helps me only have to dig through my stash once every few months. Only have to place an order for special drills once every few months, and it holds me accountable to make sure that I'm working on kits that are in my stash as well. Now, just because I plan those kits ahead of time doesn't always mean that I'm going to work on those projects for sure. For example, for March, when we planned January through March in December of 2024, I originally planned to work on Keeper of Constellations, which I did. I also wanted to work on Fjord Travel from Diamond Dots, which I'm not doing. And I also wanted to work on Lady Leprechaun by Hannah Lynn, which I'm also not doing. So those 2 kits got knocked out for this one. So just because I plan it doesn't mean that that is absolutely what I'm going to work on, but it is something that, you know, it helps me a little bit try and hold me a little bit accountable to make sure that I'm working on some of my older projects. 38.57. So I know to some people, like some people don't get it at all. They're like, I just walk up to my stash and I decide what I'm going to work on. And I can promise you that there are times where I wish I was just like you. But for me, it works out. It works better for my brain. I like to know what's coming down the pipeline. It helps me only have to dig through my large stash 4 times a year for the most part. And helps with planning special drills. It helps with planning videos. I am somebody who very much likes to, I'm a seasonal diamond painter, so I work on certain kits during certain times of year, so I can have that planned out and ready to go, and all that fun stuff. So let me know in the comments if you like to plan your kits, if you like to just freeball it, walk up to your stash and pick one. Do you think I'm cuckoo because I like to plan ahead? I don't know. Speaking of planning ahead, at the end of March, we will be planning my April, May, and June diamond paintings. So if you're interested in that, maybe you haven't seen my Plan My Kits With Me series before, definitely check back at the end of the month. And also, I do have a playlist. So if you want to see past months, you can check that out. All right, 8:44. 8:44. Here you are. It's kind of hard to tell how we're doing now that the stickers aren't going in like numerical order, but I think we're doing all right. There are a ton of colors, so this one was bound to take me a bit longer than my usual kitting up videos. All right, what's our next question? What is your favorite season or holiday to diamond paint for? Ooh, that's an interesting question. I don't know that I've ever thought about diamond painting in that context. I do really love Christmas diamond paintings. I usually start my Christmas or seasonal holiday kits in November because I like to work on a bunch of them. So I would probably say the Christmas season, but I'm also really excited to get into some of my spring projects that I have coming up. So I don't know. I feel like based off of number of kits that I work on and also that are still in my stash, it would probably have to be Christmas time. I do feel like, you know, usually in the winter, everybody's doing indoor activities, and I do find more time to diamond paint during that time of year. So probably mostly Christmas, but also winter type of kits. $4.52. What are you doing here? I'm gonna do a little bit of moving around here because some of this placement is a little bit questionable. 37, 70, 71, 72. Okay, those should go there. Perfect. Next up is, how many whips do you have on the go? The answer is 0. I do not keep multiple kits going. I currently don't have anything. I finished my last kit. This is my next one, but I do not like to have multiple diamond paintings going at the same time. I am kind of toying around with the idea this year of keeping a set of the mini dazzles up at camp. So what I usually do is I will travel with my big diamond painting. Whatever I'm working on at that moment goes with me for the weekend. Sometimes when I'm working on a really large diamond painting, it's not the easiest to work on up there. So I'm thinking that I might kit up one of those mini dazzles that I just shared with you guys on my channel. Was it this week or last week? I can't remember. Well, it wouldn't be this week because you guys are watching this on Monday. I think it went up last week in my Amazon haul. I bought a spring and a summer set of mini dazzles. So I'm thinking that one of those might be designated as my camp project. So instead of packing up my entire diamond painting, I can just have those little ones to work on. Now, in theory, that works, but when I'm on a little bit of a deadline and I need to finish the kit, I'll probably still bring the big one with me. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't like to have more than one project going at a time. I I don't know. I'm like a one and done type of gal. Like, let me finish this one and then I'll be very excited to move on to the next one. But I don't like to have a ton of things sitting around. So whether it's accessories or storage containers full of drills or canvases themselves, I just like to be working on one at a time and be done with it. I know a lot of you guys will have one round and one square going at once, which sounds like a very good idea to me. I just don't know. I don't know if I could do it. 169. Gosh, I need more containers already. Okay. Next question is, do you prefer neutral, dark, or colorful artwork? I don't really take the color palette into account when I'm looking at a diamond painting. Now, I will say that I tend to work on darker kits in the winter time, and I like more colorful kits in the spring and summer. I think that that generally just kind of matches most of the artwork anyway. To me, when I'm looking at a diamond painting, I'm looking at the image. Do I like the artwork itself? It's really not the color palette that will stick out to me. Now, there are some types of darker themed artwork that I don't like. For example, earlier I mentioned, oh gosh, Ennis Guerrero. I know a lot of people love, is his name Nick Lovell or something? I like their artwork because I respect artists' artwork and I would never speak poorly of someone's artwork. The style just isn't for me. I would consider those to be dark diamond paintings, just like darker themed versus darker color palette. So I guess you could kind of look at it both ways, that question. Those I just wouldn't work on because the artwork isn't for me versus the color palette, if that makes sense. So I guess I don't really have a good answer for that. Obviously, since we're moving into spring, I am looking for some more colorful types of projects to be working on. I feel like this one's a really good transition piece because it has like the neutrally colors, but then the pops of really pretty colors on the bottom. So does that answer the question? I don't know. I feel like that was kind of a roundabout way to answer that one. So hopefully that made sense. Next up, we have small, big, or snack size canvases. Well, I'm kitting up a really large kit right now. I will say, the longer I've been diamond painting, the more I recognize that 3684. No, I said that backward. 3864. The more I realize that I like smaller kits. Now, I used to be like, you know, give me those giant diamond paintings. I still like giant diamond paintings. I like them in a bit more moderation these days. I do love a snack size kit. They're not my favorite. I do like larger kits for some detail. I do think there are some diamond paintings that are perfect in a snack size, and I love having the option as like a palette cleanser. The Amazon Diamond Art Club kits are perfect for that if you're looking for some snack size diamond paintings. Also, the Dreamer Designs Overseas collection has some really great options. I have not ordered from there yet. I know that Lindsay from Life with Lindsay has. I believe she just posted an unboxing for one of those overseas kits, so definitely check that out if you've been interested. But I'm kind of like in the middle. I know that was a very long roundabout way to answer the question. I'm kind of in the middle. I love like a 40 by 60, I guess that's a snack size though, isn't it? like 50 something by 70 something is kind of my sweet spot. I feel like it fits on my desk really well. I feel like I can work on it in about a week, and that's like a good time frame for me. I don't mind like a 60 by 80, but this one is a 65 by 97, almost by 98. So this is a really big diamond painting. And because I love the image, I'm all for it. But if I'm going, you know, 90 centimeters long or longer, I have to love the diamond painting. I have to be invested in that kit, and this one I am. So we'll see how long it takes me, but I guess I'm like a medium diamond painting girl. I know that wasn't on the, it wasn't an option, but I think that's kind of where I personally fall in terms of diamond painting size. I want it to be big enough to have good detail, but small enough that it doesn't take me 87 years to finish. So that's how I feel about that. 383. No. 3836. The 6 was playing tricks on me. All right. There's still so much left to go. My desk is an absolute mess right now. Can I finish this in 20 minutes? Because there is something coming on TV at 2 o'clock that I want to watch. And I thought I would have enough time to kit this one up, but it's taking a while. 38. Okay. Some of you need to come down here. The way that I decided to kit this up probably isn't helping with the time so much because I'm having to move things around, but hopefully you guys aren't minding this extra long Monday video. Let's see, 552. I am probably going to have to stop here at some point before we finish so I can transfer the video files from my phone to my iPad, because I have a feeling I'm going to start running out of storage space here in a second. But we'll play that by ear. 927. If you make videos, you know there's nothing more frustrating than getting your storage is full and it just stops filming your video and you're like, what was I talking about? Love that. Okay, what is our next question? Let me cut this. Put our sticker on, and we will answer the next question. 927. Okay, we left off on, right, okay. What do you like best, pens or tweezers? Pens. Those of you that diamond paint with tweezers, more power to you. There are some people that I watch on like Instagram, and they'll be diamond painting and they'll be working on a square kit and they'll take tweezers and they'll pick up like 10 drills, and I'm like, how do you do that? how are you doing that? I have tried in the past diamond painting with tweezers. It does not work for me. Absolutely no possible way that I could make that work. But I'm very envious of you guys that do diamond paint with your tweezers. It's very cool. I always have a pair of tweezers available to either move drills around or, you know, fix any mistakes that I made type of thing, but never to just diamond paint with. It's so cool. Squares or rounds is the next question. Definitely round drills. I used to not mind either, but kind of goes back to the same context of the color blocking or confetti question. I just feel like I diamond paint with rounds so much faster, and rounds are just a bit more forgiving with the lining up of the drills type of thing. So with square drills, I feel like you do need to be a bit more precise because things need to fit together. Whereas with the rounds, obviously you still want things to fit together, but it's just not as necessary for things to be perfect. So definitely round drills for me. I'm trying to be a bit better about the kits, the drill shape for the kits that I'm working on. Obviously this one is a square, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm at least fitting in one square drill a month. So far I haven't done that. This will be my first square of the year, but yeah, I have a lot of square kits in my stash, so I need to still be working on them even though I don't love them. So we'll see what happens. Definitely round drills though. If I love the kit, I will get it in squares for sure. I don't let drill shape deter me from picking up a diamond painting. Like I would have gotten this diamond painting regardless of the drill shape, but I just have to love it, love it, love it for it to be a square. $3.50. What is what is the best method for you to place ABs? I don't really have issues placing ABs anymore. I tend to use my multi-placer, which is usually filled with putty. I will say that I always make sure the putty is used. Like usually for each section that I work on, the last drills that I lay down are the specials, just so that putty has been used and it's laid down a bunch of drills before I move into the specials. ABs, in my opinion, are like the worst or the hardest to actually place. I feel like fairy dust drills lay down really easily. It's just a difference in the coating. But if I know I have a section that has ABs, I'm doing everything else first, and then I will come back and I will fill in the ABs last for that particular section. That works best for me. I do also have some Pretty Placer crayons. Those were really popular a couple of years ago. I don't really see people talk about them anymore. Just personally, I have a bunch of them. I use them occasionally. I did use them on Keeper of Constellations because I was using some like half pearl type drills, which are large, and usually a regular pen or a multi-placer doesn't place them very well. But yeah, let me know. I also know that a lot of people will use their micro glue dots. I do feel like those are pretty good. If you are a single placer, like you don't like to use a multi-placer, I do think that the micro glue dots release the drills with the coating much easier than a regular wax. I don't feel like I see the issues as often anymore as like when diamond painting first got very popular. You would always lose your wax on the AB coating. So I feel like I don't see that a ton anymore. I guess because we've all just adapted and we use different products at this point, but definitely recommend doing your ABs last, regardless of what type of material you're using to lay them down. I would still fill them in as the last step of your section. How do you section your diamond paintings? I use washi tape. Now the Diamond Art Club kits now have predetermined sections. They use a perforated cover. At this point, I do use the perforated cover. I don't love it. It's not my favorite. I just deal with it. I know some people do still section over top of the perforated cover. I don't. But if it is either an older Diamond Art Club or a kit from a different company that doesn't do that, I like to measure out a decent size section in using my washi tape to tape it off. I have videos on that. Nothing has changed. I still do it the same exact way. I prefer to do it that way. I like to decide my own section sizes But to each their own. I know a lot of people do like the perforated cover on the new Diamond Art Clubs, so. But yeah, I used to use release papers back in the day, but I much prefer the washi tape method. I could not figure out the washi tape method to save my life, and then one day it just clicked and I never looked back. So if you still like to section with washi tape but you don't understand it, I do have a video if you'd like to check that out. All right, 160. It still feels like we have so many colors left. I only have 2 questions left. And I feel like I'm nowhere near done. All right, 160. Perfect. Next up is 437. Sorry, I dropped my scissors. 437. Okay, our next question is, what other hobbies do you enjoy? I, as most of you know, am a big reader. I read a ton. I listen to audiobooks. I read physical books. I read my Kindle. If I'm not diamond painting, chances are I'm probably reading. I also love to make bookmarks in various styles. I use like scrapbook paper, cut it into strips, laminate them, hole punch them. I make tassels or beads to add on to them. I also like to just make beaded bookmarks using like a metal mini shepherd's hook style thing. I like to do we consider Legos a craft? I do like to do Legos. I like, what else do I do? I love to color. I don't have any coloring pages to share with you guys this week. Hopefully next week's Monday's video I will. Hopefully I can get some coloring in today. What else? I guess that's probably it in terms of hobbies. I mean, there's other stuff that I enjoy doing, but I guess those would be the hobbies that I enjoy. I always like to try new crafts. I do have a series on my channel called Cozy Crafty Sunday, where I try different types of craft projects. It's a lot of fun to see what else is out there. I always come back to diamond painting, but it is fun to highlight a different craft once a month or share with you guys a craft that I enjoy doing. Both of the types of bookmarks that I talked about before, I do have videos on both of those if you're interested in seeing that. Lots of fun stuff. I do consider myself to be like a crafty hobby type of person, so I do a lot of different types of things. It's hard though to find time to do everything that you want to do, especially when you work a full-time job. It can be hard to figure out how to divvy up the time between everything that you do. I also do like to play video games, Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, that type of thing. I don't do that as much anymore. I used to be an avid Sims player. I had like every Sims 4 pack. I've played The Sims since The Sims, the first one. But in recent years, I've kind of, diamond painting took over my Sims time. I used to always be building houses or playing the game or whatever. Maybe I need to revisit The Sims. The problem is they've released so many packs since I stopped actively playing that I know I would feel like I'm missing out on all the new stuff, and I don't need to spend money to buy all the packs that I'm missing. Okay, $9.93. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We have one final question, which is, oh, the next one is to tag others to answer these questions. I am not going to do that. I'm not going to like force people to do it, but I will say that if you're interested in using these tag questions for a video, I will hopefully have linked the Reddit thread that I found these in down below so you can see the questions. It looks like these were done about 6 months ago, so they're not the newest questions, but I think they were still pretty good and obviously still relevant if you're a diamond painter. And yeah, I would love to know if you make a video using these questions. So if you do, leave us a comment down below. Feel free to link the video if you decide to do it, or, you know, just leave your channel name or something down in the description. Not description. Leave your channel name or a link to the video in your comment so we can all go check it out. Because I love tag questions. I love watching those types of videos. I love answering tag questions. They're very helpful to people who make videos, I think. All right, we're almost done. 6:45. You go there. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. If I want to just pause you guys so I can finish kitting this up. I actually got yelled at for that in the past because I was like, I don't have anything else to talk about, so I'm gonna let you guys go. And somebody was like, how dare you not finish kitting up in one video? And I was like, whoa, is that like not proper etiquette? But also it's my channel, I can do what I want. So I don't know. We're gonna keep going here. This is very surprising to most people. I am an avid NASCAR fan / race watcher, and the race starts in 5 minutes. So part of me wants to kit this up and then come back to you guys and just share it finished, but I don't want to upset anybody. So we're gonna keep going and we'll see how far I can get until the race starts. I was not expecting this kit to take me this long to get going, but that's okay. Lots of static and lots of colors, so I'll be shocked if we hit the 2-hour mark though. Will YouTube even let me upload a 2-hour-long video? I think so. They used to not. There used to be a time limit on videos, but I don't think they do that anymore. 38, 32. 961. What I am going to do, I am going to pause you guys here really quickly so I can transfer over these video clips to my iPad, and then I will come back and we'll see where we're at. So let me finish this color and put that in. 961. Okay, let me transfer these clips over and I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back. And I'm happy to report that I was wrong on the start of today's race. It's actually 3:30, so I don't know where I got 2 o'clock from, but I have transferred our first 3 clips over to my iPad, so now I don't have to worry about getting yelled at for iPhone storage. And we can go ahead and finish kitting this one up together. I did do a couple of colors while I was waiting for everything to transfer, so we're almost done. And I think everything's going to fit in the storage container. I don't think I'm going to be able to move, or I don't think I'm going to be able to have extra containers of colors, which is something that I generally like to do. I'm somebody who likes to have everything kitted up. I don't like having extra bags, but for a kit with this many colors, I don't think I'm going to be able to get past that, which is totally fine. I just have to remember not to freak out if I look like I'm going to run out of colors. I need to remind myself that I have multiple bags of some colors. And then we have the task of getting all of these containers organized, making sure that I have them in the correct order. I think I've been doing all right, but we'll see. Also, this desk is now a mess. I had originally intended for today to be a kit and chat and choose my accessories with me, but this video is way too long. So I owe you guys a kitting up with accessories. Maybe we'll do that for my next project. But like I've said a couple of times already, I did not expect this one to take me so long. All right. Close though, we're getting there. Also, let me know if you guys have noticed. I feel like something I've noticed recently is it seems like Diamond Art Club is now giving less drills, and I don't mean like so you're going to run out of colors, but it seems like they've kind of cut down on how many extra drills they're giving, which is totally fine. But I feel like now I need to make sure I'm getting every drill out of the packs, whereas before I would be like, I'll have plenty. But it does seem like they've cut down a little bit on the extra drills. Let me know if you guys have noticed the same thing, because I feel like as I'm working on kits, I'm like, am I gonna run out of this color? It's happened a couple of times, not recently. I have run out of drills on Diamond Art Clubs in the past, but I've never had any issues getting replacement drills from them. Sometimes having short arms is just difficult. I'm getting to the bottom of my box and I can't reach into it very well. $5.50. There are so many pretty colors in this diamond painting. I cannot wait to start this one. I am going to wait though. I'm going to start it when you guys are seeing this on Monday. Hopefully I am starting this one after work. Because I'm excited. I'm trying to decide though. Let me know what you guys think. Should I start this diamond painting from the top? Generally, when I diamond paint, I start in the bottom right-hand corner. I am right-handed, and I don't like to diamond paint over the plastic. I don't like the way it feels. I would much rather be like moving my arm across a finished diamond painting section versus the plastic. So should I turn this diamond painting around? Like, basically, should I work on it this way? So I start in like the plain colors, like the less fun colors, because if I start in the bottom right hand corner, I'm going to finish all the fun colors first, and am I going to be bored by the time I get to the top? So like, do I go into it like really excited with all my, you know, like, yeah, let's diamond paint? That was so stupid. But do I start in this area and work my way through the more quote-unquote boring parts and then get into the fun colors at the end? It's been a long time since I've started a diamond painting at the top, so let me know what you guys think. I'm leaning towards starting at the top, so I would start at the top left-hand corner, but it would become the bottom right for me, just because of how I like to diamond paint. Let me know, what are your thoughts? This video will go up early enough on Monday that hopefully enough of you will comment. I feel like really all I need is one of you to be like, that's a good idea, Laura, and then I'll do it. It's been a long time since I've worked on a big diamond painting, and I don't want to burn out. Because I have a lot of exciting projects coming. So let me know what you think. Oops, forgot to put the stopper on. Okay. Oh, I think the mail guy is here. ordered a couple of dresses for work, and one of them is green, and I want to wear it on St. Patrick's Day. So I wonder. Oh no, I don't think so. I think it was my neighbor's really loud sports car. Dang it. That's unfortunate. Let's see. I think that's right. Is that right? No, it's not right. 38.65. You would go there. Just a few colors left. Okay, so this is an extra bag of 38.65. So let's do 60.33. Do everybody's mail trucks sound the same? Like, it sounds like such a stupid question, but like I can just tell when it's the mail truck, right? Are you guys the same way? Although I just proved that apparently I can't tell because it was not the mail truck. Generally I can. Maybe I just got excited because I thought it was my package. All right, let's remember to put the top on this time. Give these a good shake. I do have a ton of drills laying on my desk that I'm just gonna throw out because while I could color match, I'm not gonna waste my time doing that. Perfect. Dryer sheet going in. All right, so this is 60.33. So in theory, you would go there and you would go there. Perfect. 38.61. Couple of drills left over from the last time I used these containers. 38.61. Come on, thank you. Good enough. Shoot. Okay, I think going forward, I don't think I will ever kit up like this again. I think I much prefer when I know everything is in order correctly, but sometimes you gotta try new things, right? I don't think it works out for me, but let me know if you kit up this way, because I know people kit up differently. It's always interesting to me. Like Bree from Painting with Pitties, she kits up by color, so like she groups everything by color, which is so interesting to me. And I would love to try that sometime, but I don't know. I feel like it would probably take a while, and I would rather diamond paint. I wonder if I had kitted up how I usually kit up, so like if I had sorted everything out, would it have still taken me 2 hours to kit that up? I don't know. What do you guys think? 38.42. You would go there. We're down to our final 3 colors. Woohoo! It actually looks like I might have a little bit of extra space. So we'll see if I can fit anything else in. All right, 9.48. $9.48. I was really hoping, well, I knew I wasn't going to be able to, but that new storage system that I bought that I shared in my Amazon video, I really want to use that, but I don't know. I'm hoping that when I get to that Michael's kit, the hydrangea one, I can't remember off the top of my head how many colors were in that one, but I'm hoping that I can maybe use that storage system because they make that same storage in a double layer, so you get like 60 containers. I kind of wish I had bought that one instead of the single layer, just because most of the kits that I work on have a ton of colors. But if I like that storage system, I think I'll go back and buy the second layer. Also, I'm thinking about maybe making a monthly video out of an Amazon haul. So sharing like new diamond painting Amazon finds. Let me know what you guys think about that. Usually the Amazon videos do well. I think a lot of people buy accessories from Amazon just for the shipping time, the ease of access, I guess. A lot of people have Amazon Prime. Things can definitely be more affordable. I know not everybody can support small shops within the community, so if you guys would be interested in kind of seeing like a roundup of new Amazon diamond painting stuff each month, let me know, because I would be happy to do that. You know me, as if I need an excuse to shop on Amazon, but it is fun to just kind of see what's out there every once in a while. I will say, even though we're not choosing accessories for this kit together, I will be using that new pink tray that I shared in that video. I remember saying I didn't know if it was the right color. It was the right color, it just looked different. I don't know, I guess I just remembered it looking different. It does look the same as the listing photo, but it just looked different in my brain. So I will be using that tray. There was some interest in a review, so I think as I'm working on this kit, I will be filming clips as I go so that I can give you guys a full review of that particular tray. I have heard from a few of you that it's very similar to Yellow Dog Designs, which is a Canadian tray company. I do not own any trays from them. I know that they're quite popular in the community, so I have not looked into it. I did tell a couple of you guys in my replies in the comments that I was going to look into it. I have not yet, but I will definitely take a look. I am not super familiar with like patent stuff, but I will definitely take a look. And if I think it's like a direct copy, I'll let you guys know. I don't love when people copy each other's works. So I will definitely elaborate on all of that when I have a chance, and we'll go from there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take another little break. My butt is numb from sitting here so long. I'm going to take another little break. I'm going to make sure these are all organized by colors, like in the correct color order, number order. Geez, Laura. And then I'm going to see if I can add in any of these colors. Looks like I have a little bit of extra room for some additional containers. So I might try to get some of these kitted up if I can. And then I'll come back and I'll show you guys what we're working with. Okay, I'm back. And I actually did really well at keeping these in numerical order. There was a couple that I had out of order. But otherwise, that was not so bad. And I was able to add in 2 extra bags of colors. So now I have 5 colors that are not currently kitted up, but what I like to do is I like to mark that on, I like to mark that on my containers so I know you're not out of colors, you just need to add a bag. So I have this gold paint pen, which is why I said oh gosh, because it was all separated. So I'm just gonna mark my stickers in this gold paint pen so that I know it's okay. You have more. Hopefully this still works. Yeah, I'm just going to do a tiny little dot in the right hand corner. So 754. I have more of you. 951. I have more of you. 3770, I have more of you, and 3771. All right, while I was getting these all in order, you'll be happy to know the mail came and my dresses came. Yay. Now I get to go try those on and hopefully I like how they look. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's very long kitting up video. Let me know if you made it all the way through. Let's see. Let's use... What emoji should we use? I see people do this in videos and it seems like it's a good idea. So let's pick an emoji. What cat options do we have? Cat. If if you made it all the way through, then leave this cat emoji. Whoops, where'd it go? Leave this cat emoji. OMG. So that I know that you made it all the way through this very long video. I'll be interested to see if it makes it over 2 hours. Sorry if it does. I will be sure to leave a link to hopefully the video from the Crafty Witch UK where they did these tag questions, and then I will hopefully also leave a link to the Reddit. If I forget, please let me know in the comments. I'm very excited to get into this diamond painting. Hopefully I'm able to start it on Monday when you guys are watching this one. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I'm kind of talked out at this point. So I'm gonna go hang out on the couch with Steven, enjoy the rest of our Sunday, and I will see you guys in my next video, which I think will be Wednesday for Wishlist Wednesday. If something changes, always check the community tab. I try to keep you guys updated there when I can. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.